Hello, my name is Tolg and I exist, therefore I think too much. Um, so is one of the last videos I made. Yeah, I think it was about the Nietzsche one, where I went on a rant about how people have a tendency, a want almost, to view other languages as a means of somehow getting the communication across more poignantly when there is a direct translation for what it is that you are saying. And I, after filming that and thinking about it, the gripe is not with the ideation of fawning over other languages and or other cultures. As I am definitely someone who says "c'est la vie, c'est la guerre" a lot, and the direct translation, such as life, such as war, something like that. So it does have a direct translation. My gripe is more so with how it came about that this terminology has situated itself to mean something that it is not directly translated to mean. And so, the one that says je ne sais quoi. I don't know what it is. Well, that's the direct translation of that. I honestly believe, because it was at some point in the US that to go overseas, specifically in France, meant that you had a lot of money. And it was a point of classism to separate yourself, differentiate yourself, by way of saying, look at the extracurricular classes I can afford. I can learn to speak French. Further from that, I have also taken a turn of phrase that has a direct translation and presented it to you as as though I have experience in this other place, beyond the direct translation. And because more than likely the party receiving it would have been like, oh, fawning over this. Oh my gosh, you went to France. That's so cool. You're so cultured. You have so much experience. You have so much money. I wish I could be in your position. People then elevated the term je ne sais quoi to something it's not, where I think initially it was just a means of sniding. Do you say that? Looking down at other people. Oh, you're so eccentric. As a means of saying, you're fucking weird. But trying to sound polite about it. It has this je ne sais quoi about it. Just say you don't know how to fucking feel about it and move the fuck on. That's my gripe. People being indirect and then prompting or promoting themselves in society as something worth being, when they can't even say what it is they mean. Why would I want to be you when you can't be you? I stopped the video and then I realized I had more to say, because of course I did. I'm in a bad mood. The walls weren't built to keep others out. They're built to keep you in. Classism isn't a means of elevating your ego. It's a means of organizing all of society into a controllable mass. All of these rules, all of the things, if the right handshake gets you in the right place, the right way of saying herb or herb gets you at the right table. I totally respect wanting to get the right connections for the right deal, whichever side of the aisle you're on. However, I just think people need to get better at reading people. Because if you're a wallet, that doesn't always come with intelligence. And if you're intelligent, that doesn't always come with a wallet. One of my absolute favorite books, and I tell everybody all the time to read it, is written by Alexander King, and it's called I Should Have Kissed Her More. The reason it's my favorite book is it's packed with reality. And it isn't processed as a means of helping anybody personally identify with it. It's instead processed as a means of, this is what I learned, and maybe you can learn from it as well. And it does play into being on, he primarily takes place in 1950s, but this gentleman participated in both sides of the society, both upper class and lower class and whichever class, international as well. And so the extent of the experience is some that normal people like myself wouldn't necessarily always come across. And it definitively stresses where one is lacking, another could provide. But because of this need to colonize, this need to be a tribe to other someone else, to feel significant, means that both sides are without, not trading information to gain better ground underneath them, not communicating properly to be able to grow. It is a stunt on society. It doesn't help anybody do anything ever. It's just making people feel good. But generations beyond that will always suffer because of it. If everybody's categorized into what makes everybody feel good, the dopamine chases of society, then you end up with, what we have now. Just the upper class believing that they're going to reincarnate as a cancer to be able to kill 2/3 of the world out. This ego that's underdeveloped due to having what you already need. And so needing to create something to stress about. And then at the other side of the aisle, having all of the capacity to do something, but none of the means. And everybody wants, art, but art is created from strife, and strife is created from people delving too heavily into their egos and becoming an unnecessary life. And maybe the strife could be simpler. Maybe the strife could be looking inwards rather than having to struggle due to paying attention outwards. And this is my gripe with je ne sais quoi. Someone deigned themselves better than someone else to such an extent that it has carried down generations, and we still repeat it as though it's worth saying in the fucking first place, when in reality, everybody's forced to march in line. And it's only feet binding, so you can't run away. It makes you feel special, but you're stuck.